Welcome, everyone, to the launch of the Midwives Data Hub. We've been so excited over the last few weeks to see how much interest there is across the world for this innovative, new, updated tool that we're launching at ICM. Over 2,000 people from every corner of the globe have signed up to attend this launch event, and we're so glad to see you here. The Midwives Data Hub was an idea that was launched in 2021. And since then, we've been working, listening, and learning from your feedback, especially over the last 18 months when we've been working on an update. I'm so pleased to have the team who made this possible with us today, people who were working on it from all aspects, as well as some very, very special midwives. Thank you to everybody for your interest in this tool, and thank you for taking time to be with us today as we launch it. My name is Daniela Drandich, and I'm Head of Advocacy and Communications at the International Confederation of Midwives. We're really happy to see so many of you here. Introduce yourselves in the chat and tell us where you're from. If you have a question, use the Q&A feature to ask the question, and our colleagues that are working diligently in the background will help to answer them. Unfortunately, this launch is not being translated into any languages other than English, but we will work hard to make it available on YouTube, and then perhaps you can use some other tools for translation. I see people saying where they're from: India, Brazil, USA, Japan, El Salvador. So good to see all of you. Let's get started. I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Jacqueline Dunley, Chief Midwife of the International Confederation of Midwives.
Hello, my name is Jacqueline Dunley Benton. I'm the Chief Midwife at the ICM. Welcome to the launch of the Midwives Data Hub. We're delighted that so many people are interested in ICM's newest innovation. This webinar promises to be a fascinating, exciting journey of discovery as you learn how data can transform your narrative and ultimately benefit the care that women and newborns receive. One of the first tools I engaged with when I joined ICM was the original version of the hub. I recognized the power of data, of the data it held, and how valuable it would have been when I was the Chief Midwifery Officer for the NHS in England. Being able to access reliable country-level data on midwifery and health outcomes in one place is not only helpful, it's transformational. Today, we're so proud to introduce the updated Midwives Data Hub. It's intuitive, easy to navigate, and more accessible to midwives, researchers, advocates, and policy influencers everywhere. Whether you're exploring trends, comparing countries, or wishing to analyze raw data, visit the Hub and you will see what the Hub can do for you. The Hub also provides heat maps, charts, tables, and downloadable datasets, all backed by credible, cited sources. We're grateful, so grateful, to Direct Relief for their partnership and continued support. Their collaboration has helped us to take a bold step forward in making data about midwives and their impact more visible, accessible, and actionable. We can't wait to see how you will use the tool to amplify the profession and drive better outcomes for women and newborns everywhere. Thank you so much for being part of this exciting launch. Please explore the Hub, share it, and use it as a vehicle for improvement.
Thank you so much for those wise words, Jacqueline. Indeed, we do have a vision of the Hub where midwife leaders, policymakers, advocates, midwives, and students will engage with data and use it for advocacy, improvements, and for research. Next, I'm very happy to introduce the Chief Executive of Direct Relief, our partner on this program, Amy Weaver. Amy, the floor is yours.
At Direct Relief, our mission is simple: ensuring the health and well-being for everyone, everywhere. We are honored to partner with the International Confederation of Midwives on the groundbreaking Midwives Data Hub, a powerful tool designed to make midwives and their essential contributions visible to global health. Midwives play an extraordinary role in the health of women, girls, and newborns. Yet too often, their impact remains unseen in global data and policy decision-making. This new hub changes that, making critical health indicators accessible, clear, and actionable. For the first time, midwives and health professionals worldwide can access integrated data to advocate effectively, educate more powerfully, and make informed decisions to strengthen their communities. By visualizing this link between midwifery services and improved health outcomes, we're empowering midwives as leaders and changemakers. This collaboration reflects our shared commitment to innovation and evidence-based decision-making at scale. We believe data-driven insights can transform lives. As the Midwives Data Hub continues to grow, so too does our potential to build healthier, stronger communities worldwide. So thank you for joining us on this important journey. Together, we're shaping a future where midwives are supported, recognized, and equipped to deliver the care that every mother and every child deserves.
Thank you so much, Amy. Direct Relief has been such an important partner of ICM on this project, but really a partner of midwives all over the world. Next, I'd like to introduce the Global Midwives Hub, the Midwives Data Hub lead, Jessica White, very special and important collaborator on this project. Jessica?
Hello, and thank you so much for being here. I'm thrilled to be here at the offices of Direct Relief, our partner for this project, to officially launch the new version of this tool. At its core, the Midwives Data Hub is about visibility. It's a tool that places midwives at the center of global health data, where they've always belonged, but have too often been overlooked. The hub was first introduced in 2021 by the International Confederation of Midwives in partnership with Direct Relief. While that initial version provided essential insight into global midwifery data, we knew we could go further. Since then, we've listened closely to feedback from midwives, researchers, and advocates from around the world. What we're launching today is a reimagined, redesigned tool, a tool that's more intuitive, adaptable, and more impactful. The Midwives Data Hub is built to meet users where they are, regardless of their level of technical expertise or their preferred language. Whether you're just beginning to explore global health metrics or you're a seasoned analyst, this site has something for you. If you're new to working with data, the homepage offers intuitive maps and country information, ideal for advocacy, presentations, or student projects. More advanced users can access downloadable datasets and interactive data visualizations for deeper exploration. And with built-in translation from across 6 languages, plus Google's auto-translate functionality, the hub ensures that insights are accessible to midwives, advocates, and decision makers everywhere. The hub brings together key indicators from sexual, reproductive, maternal, newborn, and adolescent health from trusted global sources that help uncover inequities, highlight work gaps, and support the kind of evidence-based advocacy that leads to real policy change. And it makes engaging with data easy, useful, and fun. Users can explore data by country or make cross-country comparisons. The Explore feature provides a holistic snapshot of each nation's midwifery workforce, health outcomes, and enabling environment. The Compare tool allows for side-by-side analysis, making it easier to identify what's working, what's lacking, and where future investment is most needed. When a country has no data, that absence is meaningful. It usually signals a lack of investment, a gap in accountability, and a missed opportunity to recognize and support midwives and women's health. We've also added a new feature, a growing collection of themed resource hubs. These bring together practical guidance and tools and on key issues relevant to midwives. At launch, the focus is on midwives as first responders, acknowledging their crucial role in natural disasters, conflict zones, and public health emergencies. These resources support their leadership in responding to the climate crisis and other humanitarian challenges. Our vision for the Hub is to continue evolving the tool with new topics and information that can help translate data into action. Today, we'll walk you through how the Midwives Data Hub works and what you can do with it. You'll hear from the people that built it and from those already using it to make change. But first, I'm proud to introduce the demo video. Let's take a look.
No matter where they work, midwives make a lasting impact on the health and lives of women and families every day. Until now, that impact has often remained invisible. We have built a platform to change that. Introducing the Midwives Data Hub, a first-of-its-kind open-access platform built for midwives, researchers, advocates, and policymakers. The Hub brings together data from over 50 trusted sources, making data about midwives and their impact on sexual, reproductive, maternal, newborn, and adolescent health visible, accessible, and actionable. Ready to dive into the data? Start by selecting a country. Let's click on Bangladesh. You'll first get an overview of key health indicators. Want to dive in deeper? When you scroll down, you get a full breakdown across 4 themes, organized around the professional framework for midwifery, maternal and newborn health outcomes, and service coverage, midwifery workforce and model of care, essential competencies for midwifery, and enabling environment and leadership. Feel free to explore, see the global ranking, and understand the trend. Want to see how your country compares to others? Let's add Rwanda to the mix. This is where the Hub begins to show its power, helping you compare countries, highlight health outcomes, and understand how midwifery is practiced and supported in different settings around the world. Want to add another layer of information? Try comparing with a neighboring country, or maybe one that's on the other side of the world. Not sure which to pick? Let's go with Mexico. Select the indicators you are interested in comparing, and you are now ready to use this powerful data at a meeting with a policymaker, a conference presentation, or a student report. Want more data? Whether you are a novice user or an experienced one, the Hub has what you need. Explore the open source datasets that power the platform and dive deeper into the data behind the insights. The choice is yours. You can also access trusted resources and practical tools, whether it's strategies for supporting mental health and trauma recovery, or evidence on how extreme heat affects maternal and newborn health. The Resource Hub brings together trusted sources of information on timely subjects. The Hub serves a truly global community. You can use it in 5 major languages. Whether you work in policy, teaching, research, or clinically, the Hub gives you the evidence you need to make better decisions, take action, and show the impact of midwives. The Midwives Data Hub. Explore the data and use your voice to make midwives' impact visible.
We hope you're as excited as we are for this tool to be launched, and we can't wait to see how you're going to use it. Bringing this tool together was a labor of love with a lot of different people. Midwives, women, newborns, and girls are always at the center of what we do, but sometimes we need help from others. I'm excited to present to you the team behind the technical aspects of the hub, starting with Friendly, our web developers. I'm giving the floor to Ross Naver from Friendly Design.
Hi, I'm Ross, Creative Director and Founder at Friendly Design Co. We're a branding and interactive agency whose mission is to use design to repair our world and strengthen our communities. We were excited to have the opportunity to continue our award-winning work with the International Confederation of Midwives on a project that helps support the important work of midwives all around the world. Our role in this project was to lead design to ensure that we create a data hub that presents the information clearly and accessibly to all, whether that's policymakers, international advocates, or midwives. Our goal was to create an experience that's easy to navigate and be accessible to people in countries all over the world. The new site provides quick access to country-level data, options to compare to other countries, key resources, and more. You shouldn't need an advanced degree or high-speed internet to have access to health data. Your voice and work deserve modern tools, and now you'll be able to find the information you need quickly and efficiently. We first met with the team to kick off this project at the beginning of the year. It happened to be the week of the US presidential inauguration, and I was very happy to be working on something exciting that provided help and hope. When we first started the conversations, we didn't know exactly what the tool was going to be, but I now look back at those conversations and am so proud of what we've been able to accomplish. Now I look forward to hearing how this tool helps support your important work. Thanks.
Thank you, Ross. And I think some of you noticed the awards behind Ross in the video, and those are the awards that we received for the ICM website. I'm looking forward to seeing how many we'll be able to get for the new updated hub. Second, I'd like to introduce Andrea Nove, researcher who, together with Martin Bryce, worked together closely to make sure that the data available on the hub is robust, transparent, and easy to use. Over to you, Andrea.
Hello, my name's Andrea Nove from Novometrics Limited in the UK, and we are delighted to congratulate ICM today on the launch of their new Midwives Data Hub. And we are very proud to have been part of the team that brought this new website into being, to have supported ICM and our colleagues at Friendly Design and Dymaptic to get it to the state that you see it in today. Novometrics is a research and data analysis organisation, so we use data all the time. We use it every day in our work, but we are very aware that it's not always easy to find the data that you need, or if you can find it, it might not be in a very accessible format, or it might not necessarily be the most up-to-date. So we think it's very important work that ICM is doing here to make sure that the data you see on the hub is authoritative, it's up to date, and it's relevant to midwives. And that has very much been Novometrics' role in this project, is to make sure that the most reliable, authoritative data is available for you to access. So we brought together data from more than 40 separate indicators from over 15 separate reputable sources. So the sources included the World Health Organization, UNFPA, UNICEF, and ICM. The idea being that these sets of data will help midwives to really see themselves in the data. But it's important to remember that data is not just about numbers. Of course, we need numbers, but numbers on their own won't have an impact. And it was felt to be really important in this project to bring the numbers to midwives as the main audience. So to share the data with you in a very accessible way, in a very intuitive way, so that you, the midwives, can really use that data, whether that's for advocacy, for teaching, for future planning, whatever your role in the midwifery world is. We hope that the data will be useful to you. It really highlights where midwives are doing important life-saving work. That's really coming out in the data. But what is also coming out in the data is that there are a number of gaps, whether those are resourcing gaps or policy support gaps. And the way that the hub is set up should allow you to see that very clearly for your own country, and also to compare your country to other countries. And that should really give it a lot of power and help you to make use of it. So we really hope that using this hub data will help you to make your case, whether you're advocating to decision makers, applying for funding, training the next generation, whatever you're doing. We hope that it will help and support you with that. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and I would like to turn it over to Jessica Lott from Dymaptic to share their experience of building the hub.
Hello, my name is Jessica Lott, and we were part of the technical side of the ICM Data Hub. I'm going to be honest, before this project, I didn't understand the full scale of what midwives do. That it's way more than just about childbirth. It's about crisis response and climate resilience and community care across every corner of the world. So like I said, we were part of the technical foundation. We were responsible for the infrastructure as well as the data visualizations. Because when data becomes visible, the story becomes actionable. We can now see where the midwives are, where the care is the strongest, and then, of course, where the care is still needed. Behind every data point is someone's life, someone's care, someone's future, and that's why this whole thing matters. And it doesn't stop there. The hub was designed to grow. As ICM's mission evolves, the hub will evolve with it. I previously touched on this, but I know for myself, and I think for everyone on the team, we can now really understand the impact of midwifery. We didn't get to just build a tool. We got to learn from people who do life-saving work every single day. It's very humbling, and it's made my job feel more meaningful than it ever has. So for that, thank you. Thank you for the trust, the insight, and the work that you do every day. We're proud to stand with you, and we're proud to have been part of a team to build a tool to support the incredible impact that you all make. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Jessica. And as Jessica said quite rightly, the hub was made to grow, and we're excited to hear your feedback on how to make it better and how to keep working on it to better meet your needs and to help you with your advocacy and your data. Next, we're moving into a more interactive part of our session today, and I'm going to share my screen, and I'd like you please to share in the chat the country that you come from. If you see somebody else from your country, please like their message. And then we'll come and we'll explore a little bit of the hub together. Brilliant. Let's see. Oh, you're quick. All right, let's start with Lebanon. So coming into the hub, you can see the homepage. You can use the auto translate function. And if you're using Google Translate up here in the corner, you should have the ability to also translate into your own language. Going down, you can type Lebanon into the search bar. Here you can see some of the short information provided. And you can see here that one of the statistics is not reported. That means that the country didn't report on this specific data point when it was reporting to one of the data sources that we were using. If you want to learn more about the data sources, you can go here in About, and under Methodology and Definitions, find out more about what each data point means and where it comes from. Scrolling down, we can find out more about the maternal mortality ratio and the neonatal mortality rate in Lebanon. In green, you can see the SDG goal and how the country has scored in comparison to it. As we can see, Lebanon is doing pretty well. Going on, you can explore data by theme. So you can see in detail information about outcomes. For example, here, the maternal mortality ratio, what the latest data is, whether it meets global targets, and what the global rank is. The ranking is a positive ranking. So number 1 has the best outcome, and the last on the list, usually 194, has the worst outcome in the global ranking of countries. Under trend, you can find some information about whether it's getting better, getting worse, or static, staying the same. For some data points, the information is not reported, while for others, we have does not apply. For example, for these 2 indicators, there is no global ranking and there's no trend. The most exciting part for me is when you scroll a little bit lower and compare. So let me go back to the chat and see who said their country last. Zambia. All right, let's compare Lebanon to Zambia. Here we are. And here we see Lebanon and Zambia side by side. And we can have a look at each of the indicators. If you want to generate a table that's specific for only a certain number of indicators so that you can screenshot it, you can go under Select Indicators and choose just the ones that you're interested in, for example. And this way, it generates a table that's perfect to meet your needs. Let's see if we can add one more country, Indonesia. And as you can see, Indonesia is added so that you can compare 3 countries across the indicators. You can select all of them to see all of the ones that are available, or have a look at just the ones that you're particularly interested in. As you scroll through, the names of the countries stay the same, so you can screenshot anything and have the title there at all times. Seems pretty cool, isn't it? Let's try again. Let's see what other country has been asked. Let's try Greece. So start from the beginning. We'll go back to the Midwives Data Hub to the original page, scroll down again, and type in Greece. Oh, sorry about that. Again, here we have the snapshot, maternal mortality ratio and neonatal mortality ratio, and data by theme. Let's try another country. I see some of you are from Canada. If we look at Canada, we see the cesarean birth rate. So here you can see how the cesarean birth rate changed between 2000 and 2023. Some of this data here is missing, and that's because the country hasn't reported yet on that data. But as time goes on and as the reporting continues, we hope to continue to update the hub so that it continues to meet, it continues to be updated across the years. And you'll see underneath the data points, the year. So if you're ever wondering when the data is from or how recent it is, you always have that reference there in a very easy to use way. All right. Well, I'll leave you to explore the rest of the Data Hub on your own, but I hope that we've managed to show you a little bit to whet your appetite to learn more. Just one more thing before we sign off from this section. You can click where does this data come from to go to our methodology section and get more information about that. But also at the top of the website, you'll see View All Data, which will take you to the deeper section of the hub, where you have more detailed information in tables for something that we call the data super users. So if you're a researcher or really want to look into the data and use it in the way that you want to, this is the place for you. Next, I'd like to introduce a very special midwife, 2 very special midwives, but first, a member of our member association from Namibia, Tekla Shindi Mibdi, who's also chair of our regional, who's going to talk to us about how she uses data in her work.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tekla Shindimbiri, and I'm honored to be speaking on behalf of the Independent Midwives Association of Namibia. We are proud to be part of the launch of the updated Midwives Data Hub. Namibia contributed to the first version of this platform, and today we are excited to see how the redesigned hub brings even more visibility and actionability to the data that shapes our work. Here in Namibia, maternal and newborn health outcomes are improving, but there is still much work to do. According to the country report card on the Midwives Data Hub, our maternal mortality ratio stands at 139 per 100,000 live births, and our neonatal mortality rate is 18.7 per 1,000 live births. These numbers are trending in the right direction, but they remain above global targets. The hub therefore helps us see these realities clearly, and it helps us make the case for change. At the same time, there are signs of progress. Our modern contraceptive prevalence rate has increased to 52%, showing that investments in family planning are making a difference. By putting these indicators in one place, the Midwives Data Hub gives us as midwives the evidence we need to advocate for better training, improved resources, and policies that support continuity of care. We therefore invite all midwives and decision makers to use this platform. Let it strengthen your voice, let it guide your priorities, and let it remind us all that data is just not numbers. It's stories, it's strategy, and it's our shared path to better outcomes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tekla. The Independent Midwives Association of Namibia has really supported us in this work, and getting their feedback has been critical in getting us to where we are today. Next, I'd like to invite the chair of our Regional Professional Committee for the Americas, a midwife educator from Canada named Deepali Upadhyaya, to talk to us about the way that she uses data and her thoughts about the hub.
Hello, my name is Deepali Upadhyaya, and I am recording this video from an area known through colonization as Canada. I just wanted to take a moment to talk about something that might not always be in the front of our mind in our day-to-day work as midwives, but it's actually incredibly important, and that's data. Now, I know when most of us hear the word data, our first thought probably isn't midwifery, but the truth is data is everywhere in our work. It's in every decision we make, every outcome we record, and every interaction we document. This all builds a picture, and that picture tells a powerful story about what midwifery-led care actually achieves. When we take time to collect and reflect on this data, especially when it's generated and interpreted by midwives, it becomes something more than just numbers. It actually becomes evidence. It becomes advocacy. The International Confederation of Midwives Data Hub is a great example of this. It brings together midwifery-specific indicators from different parts of the world and puts that information into our hands so we can see what's happening in our own region and how it connects to the bigger global picture. It's a way for us to see both the progress and the challenges. And when we can visualize this kind of information clearly, it helps us take action. Whether we're talking to policymakers, trying to strengthen our education systems, or fighting to improve working conditions, having our own data organized in a way that makes sense is an incredible tool. We've already seen how midwifery-led data can shift norms. Just think about the practices like delayed cord clamping or skin-to-skin contact after birth. These are now widely accepted as standards, but they weren't always because midwives have tracked the outcomes, reported the benefits, and shared that knowledge again and again that these practices have become globally recognized. So when we talk about data, we're not talking about something abstract. We're talking about the kind of care we want to see and the kind of future we want to build. To my fellow midwives, the ICM Data Hub platform is for us. Let's use it. Let's keep gathering and sharing evidence of our work, and let's make sure that the midwifery voice is heard, not just in the clinic, but at the policy table too. Because when we lead with care and back it up with data, we make lasting change. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepa. Wise words. And one other thing before we go into our question and answer session. In some of the sections on the hub, as I mentioned earlier, you'll see data not reported. That means that for some reason, that data wasn't reported to the source of the data, which you can find in the methodology section, usually the WHO or the UNFPA. If data is missing for your country, this is a good advocacy opportunity to talk to the people in your ministries of health or other relevant authorities to see who's reporting the data and making sure that the data gets put into the reports. I'm happy to turn the mic now to Jessica White, the Midwives Data Hub lead, to lead the question and answer session.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Daniela, and to everyone who has presented thus far. I'm thrilled to see so many questions in the chat and have selected just a couple to go through while we have our time together today. But please, this is not the end of this conversation. Please do email the team at datahub@internationalmidwives.org. And we look forward to hearing from you and to continuing this dialogue. One of the questions I've been seeing a lot is, how is the data validated? Well, our data is validated from rigorous validation protocols, and we do get our data from trusted sources such as WHO, UNICEF, UNFPA. Again, all of those data sources and links can be found in the methodology page. The methodology page is actually one of my favorite pages on the entirety of the site because it does provide you effectively a table of contents of all of the data layers that we have. So you're able to access each one of them based on the category that it falls into. Another question that I'm seeing a lot is, can I contribute my own data? And the answer to that is an enthusiastic yes. We would love to hear from you. We would love to talk to you. We would love to better understand what data you have. Again, we are looking for country level information that's standardized across several countries, regions, and preferably globally. But that said, we are happy to talk to you and hear more about your project and your research. I'm seeing a lot of questions about how often is the data updated. Again, great question. And I would encourage you to look at the metadata page, which is, again, that in the table of contents for every data layer, you can find the source, when it was published, its data dictionary, so a lot more information, data about the data, if you will. So the data that we highlight on the page is the most recent year available, and we do check to make sure that the data is most up to date, and that review process happens quarterly. So those are the most repeated questions that I've seen thus far. Again, thank you for using the tool. We are excited to see how you use this. I'm sorry, one more question that was brought up frequently was about using the research and citations in academic publications. Yes, please do. We're thrilled to share that we've already had 4 peer-reviewed academic papers published, citing the Midwives Data Hub. We want to create a virtuous cycle here where we share the tool, the data then promotes research, the research is then on the hub, and so on and so forth. So that's all for me today. Now I'll turn it over to Ana Gutierrez Fernandez to walk us through the toolkit that we've put together and how it will help you share the Midwives Data Hub with your network. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So exciting to see as many people as are here in this event for the launch of the Midwives Data Hub. You've already heard from all of our speakers about how the hub works, why it matters, and why it's important to share it far and wide. And I'm here to do just that, to share with you how you can share the hub and get it to as many people as possible, because that's what we need to do now. So first, our first task is for you to share it with your networks. Think of that midwifery educator you know, and send her a WhatsApp message, an email, or just a message on Facebook. Share the hub with a network that you have of educators, regulators, of researchers. Think of those colleagues in your work that might be doing any analysis, any presentation to their Ministry of Health, anything in which data could be valuable, and share the resource with them. It's as easy as sharing a link and it's as intuitive for them to use it as it is for you to share it. And to help you share it farther than just with that particular person that you think might want to use it, we have put together a very short toolkit that will help you publish it on your social media platforms, share it on a group, or just promote it in any way that you want to promote it. Because let's remember that the point of this hub is to make the work of midwives and their repercussions of sexual and reproductive health visible. So I'm going to share my screen now, and you will see what we put together. So if you go to the ICM webpage, we will send a link to all of you right now, and you go into our news section, you will find the very happy news of us introducing the Global Midwives Hub. You click on it, you scroll down, you'll find all of the features, you'll find the video that we just shared with you at the start of this event, you will find all of its functionalities and a little bit of the story behind the hub. And underneath all of this, you will find this very cool social media toolkit. So how you can use it. Here you have this graphic. Is not editable, but you can download this graphic. We have it in English, Spanish, and French. And you can copy and paste this into any platform you want to share it with. And you will be sharing the hub far and wide. You can also just reshare the content that we've shared on our platforms. That also works. But then here comes the interesting part. We all know you're very excited about the hub and you want to share what your country is doing and how your country is ranked, or how many midwives you have, or many other details that you can find in the hub. And for that, we put together these templates in which you can input the information from your country. If you click on this button, you can access the templates, which are all on Canva, very easy to edit. And here you can just double tap here and you will be able to input your country and the number of midwives that are there. For example, I'm based in Spain, so I will add Spain here, and I've already searched this up. We have 2.7 midwives per 10,000 population. So now you have a really cool adaptable card that you can share with your networks to show them how many midwives there are in your country. If you scroll a little bit down, you will find a similar card for the cesarean birth rate in your country. You can also search for that number. In my case, I've already searched for this, and we have a 24.1% cesarean section rate. So it would be as easy as just writing Spain here and then adding 24.1% into this card. 1%. And it would be ready to share and to intrigue others into searching in the hub. And lastly, we have another card for how your country ranks in maternal mortality. And you can also search for this number, and it will also help. Filling these cards up will also help you figure out how the hub works and others get intrigued for it. And if you click back into the toolkit, the original toolkit, you will find captions that can go with each one of these cards. You can also write the captions yourselves. But we really want to prompt you to share this resource, because the more people that get to it, the more people that are going to be able to access this very important data, and the more visible our work as midwives will be. To finish off the event, I will pass the mic off to Paulina Ospina from Direct Relief. She will close up the event, and from the ICM team, we're really thankful for all of you being here.
It's a real honor to close today's event and celebrate the launch of the Midwives Data Hub. At Direct Relief, we've long been supporters of midwives because they are essential to delivering quality health services for women and their families. When we initially partnered with ICM on the project, there was a deficit of strong, openly accessible data to support midwifery on policy, research, and other important work. Now, with this platform, we have the data to back it up, in one place and clearer than ever. Midwives are such an important point of contact for women and their families. Their role goes beyond birth. They provide contraception, perinatal health services, counseling, and increasingly with our work at Direct Relief, we've seen midwives as first responders in humanitarian and emergency settings. Decades of research show that investing in midwives saves lives and improves health outcomes across the life course. But to make the case to policymakers and funders, we need solid, accessible evidence. That's where the hub comes in. The Midwives Data Hub is the only platform where you can find all the health indicators related to midwifery in one place. It shows where midwives are, what they can do in each setting, and it provides insight into the enabling and limiting conditions where midwives work. This is a tool for action. It's a tool for advocacy, for planning, and for change. As every speaker has said today, it's time to transform data into action. Share the hub with educators, policymakers, institutions, and even journalists, so that this intuitive, easy-to-use platform can get data to where it's needed most. Thank you for joining us today. We're excited to see how you use data and the hub for change.
Thank you, Paulina, and thank you everyone for joining us. We look forward to seeing how you're going to use the hub, share it on social media, tell your colleagues about it, and share data to share advocacy, to share the great news about midwives and the impact they have on sexual, reproductive, maternal, newborn, and adolescent health.